if you got married, you had the night before the wedding.
Yeah, you
Then
had
you
a
had the
rehearsal.
day of the wedding. Then you had the day after the wedding,
Popravina.
Popravina, the day after the wedding. Allgair's on Main Street in Sayreville when I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years old were the wedding. But the weddings were huge, so the night before, when they were getting everything ready, everybody went to the place where everything was gotten ready. Then the wedding, you went there. Then, because there was food left over, remember now, you don't have refrigeration like you have now. Because there was food left over, you went back the next day because you had all this food that you bought that wasn't used up.
Yeah.
So wedding became a 3-day affair. If they went on a honeymoon, they got as far as New York or Philadelphia, but that's about it. There were no big trips for the honeymoon.
Yeah.
The interesting part of it was what the outgrowth of that eventually was when that sort of died down because everything changed. These people who got married and had the big parties eventually started having it, and for about a 5-year period, I was inundated with requests to speak at the 25th anniversary parties. Because of my speaking abilities, to be honest, Ed would be the Toastmaster.
Yeah.
So I would look up the history of your family, and then I would speak and tell some jokes and stories and introduce everybody, and we'd reproduce. It was another big wedding. In those days, when you went to the wedding, when you got to the door at the Polish weddings, when you got to the door, the guy playing the accordion and the guy with the saxophone would be there, and they'd play a particular song. And the bride and the groom would come over and greet you, and a guy would come with a shot. Everybody would have a shot, and you'd throw some money in the till, and you'd kiss the bride and that, and you'd see them. And then so everybody came in. There was a particular song they played that I'm not the musician one, but there was a particular song they played. Mm-hmm. And it was always a local orchestra that was playing.
Yeah.
And the local soda guy made the soda, and the local beer guy made the beer. This all tied, everything tied into everything else.
Yeah.
I remember I used to love to go to the weddings as a little kid because always on the second night, some guy'd get drunk and get in a fight with somebody else, and you get to see a fight. Plus, there was always a big washtub full of soda bottles, and you could go take as much soda as you wanted. Weddings were a lot of fun. My father was one of the best polka dancers here in those days. And what they would do on the wedding night later on in the evening, they would have a contest between the band and the dancers. The band would start to play the polkas, and they would keep playing the polkas, and the dancers would dance. And eventually, and my father would have 2 or 3 partners lined up because he would always want to win. So he would dance and dance and dance and dance until the guy playing the clarinet ran out of wind. That would be the end of it. Or the guy dancing ran out of wind. That would be the end of it. So that was a big thing at the end of them. And it was a big social occasion where everybody got to talk to everybody, and there was much more drinking than there is now, I think. But it was all shot and beer type of stuff.